We are here on a lovely, lovely Wednesday afternoon/night, leading up to League Night tonight, right before Signature Series. My name is Grant Upchurch. This is Jonathan Starzinski, and this is the Texas Cornhole Show. Well, Jonathan, what you got for us today?
I'm going to plug AJ's right out of the gate, our flagship sponsor, our hero, Raymond at AJ's. They have a big event coming up. It's going to be the shootout during the shootout blind draw, May 11th. Or it's called the shootout blind draw. It's on May 11th. It is right before the ACL comes to town. They'll be here in Fort Worth. And there's going to be a bunch of ACL pros here. So get registered before it fills up. AJ Sports Shootout Blind Draw.
If you have been interested in playing with the pro, seeing what a pro plays like, just want to witness it, we definitely recommend stopping by. It's going to be a show. I mean, last time they came out, it was a really good following. So
yeah, lots of people showed up. And then here, air conditioning, turf, every single lane has its own monitor. I mean, it's a pretty incredible place to play cornhole, so come check it out.
Absolutely.
All right, man. So, usually we start a show about, start talking about what's happened in the past, right? We did have a show this last Sunday, but more came out about some of the Trevor Brooks drama, we can call it, right?
Yes.
And, it kind of brought a bigger question to my mind that I thought we could talk about. The more information that came out about Trevor is his behavior was just bad, right? Noah Wooten went online and kind of gave his firsthand account of what he saw, and it was bad, right? He was drunk. He was using lots of vulgarities. He was cussing out Josh Keck, who was pretty much like your manager, your supervisor.
Right.
And Wooten made the analogy like, you can't call your boss a bitch 10 times and not get fired.
So on the totem pole for ACL, the way I see it, it is Stacy, who is the owner or the head guy. Then you have Trey Ryder, who is, pretty much head of operations. And then there's Josh Keck, who is at every single open, every single national. You will see his face at every single cornhole event. Do not piss him off.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so, it just brought to mind that you have this whole situation where ACL is having to do some kind of PR cover. Right. And then before that, we were talking about Shimmerhorn and Neested. They were admitting to being almost so drunk.
You in my headset.
Oh, really? Microphone check. 1 2 1 2. How about now?
Yeah, better. Maybe I was just wrong from the start, but
I can also give you some more juice in your headset. Is that better?
Yeah, that works.
All right, cool. So, Shimmerhorn and Neested, they admitted to being pretty much drunk when they were going to be live on ESPN, like the big show.
Right.
Then you have Matt Guy recently posting that he plays better on the sauce. He's like, I need to drink alcohol to play better. Right. And it just kind of brought to mind the question, is ACL going to pass a rule that pros cannot consume alcohol while competing at an ACL-sanctioned event?
I don't think there's any way to control that. You're going to have people going out to their vehicles, getting a shot in, sneaking alcohol in. That brings in a whole bigger problem, right? ACL made an April Fool's joke and posted about how alcohol was going to be banned from nationals and opens and whatnot. April Fool's joke again.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't see them going that far with the rule, but there is going to be some sort of... the pro contract next season will have something about alcohol in it. Something.
I'm sure there's a bad boy clause. Like almost every contract like this, if you misbehave, you can be expelled. Right. But I would think they need to address alcohol specifically because it's becoming an issue.
It is. You don't want these guys coming out to your biggest events like a national, and you would think, the drunk guys or the guys drinking wouldn't get it that far in an event. Remember, cornhole is a backyard game. It is meant for beer drinkers. Beer drinkers are typically good at cornhole. Yeah. Well, when they get way too drunk or way too sauced up and they go out on stage in front of however many people are watching these events online or watching these events on ESPN or wherever it may be, it can be embarrassing for ACL to see your pro players go out and act like idiots.
Yeah, and the whole point of being a pro is to take it a little bit more seriously, right? Going back to Trevor Brooks, you're going to get riled up by somebody in the crowd, like a fan who's chatting it up. You got to take the high road and be the pro, right? And taking it a step further, pros don't drink on the job. No. You can't drink on the job, man.
How many other sports, if we're going to call cornhole a sport, right? How many other professional athletes in sports are allowed to drink or do anything like that, especially during gameplay?
I think darts.
Darts?
I think people drink beer during professional darts, but I'm not certain on this. But alcohol consumption is prevalent in the cornhole
I don't think drinking is a problem, but when you're abusing it and getting wasted on, again, live television or on your broadcast, it's embarrassing for ACL.
Yeah.
You got kids wanting to be pros. All these kids are watching these pros get drunk, act like whatever, get on a podcast, say they were drunk, and act like it's a cool thing. It's not cool. It's just not.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not. So do you think they probably won't? Like you said, you can't have a rule where they just outlaw alcohol altogether. They probably won't do that, but maybe they'll tweak the contract a little bit to like address alcohol consumption.
Right. There has to be some sort of deterrent from drinking as much as they are.
Yeah, because is it getting out of hand? Or is it just that the situation is that the several things have happened right in a row?
I think several things have happened in a row. I mean, don't get me wrong. In years past, there has been a couple pros that have drank too much and acted like fools. If it's at an ACL event or not, they have got too drunk and acted like fools. I guess these guys don't realize that they're representing a lot more than just themselves, and then they go and act that way, and it makes everybody look bad.
Yeah. I'm curious to see how they address it. I don't think they've said anything specifically on this on the topic. I don't know if what the Trevor Brooks penalty is going to be, but we'll see.
To me, it sounds like there's really one answer. And Trevor Brooks, there's not any one pro that brings so much attention to ACL that they got to keep him around.
You would give him an expulsion.
I would be done. Yeah, if you're going to go and
permanent. Or season?
So for the viewers to know, I'll say it. Noah Wooten says that Trevor Brooks called Josh Keck a bitch about 50 times right to his face. If you're going to go that far, then you're willing to not be in the league, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it should be handled, period. End of story.
Like permanent.
Or you have to requalify something. To me, it's like you're either suspended or you have to requalify. Remember, just over somebody putting in the wrong stats on to inflate their numbers on PPR.
That's right.
They suspended that guy for a year. So a guy that is making your brand look bad, treating the higher-ups of your company horrible, why would you want that guy around? Why?
Okay, I have no response. I think you're right.
So it's a death penalty on that one. Sorry, Trevor.
Maybe make him. Maybe there's a lot of things happening in your life, like DUI, for example. The first one, you're not in serious trouble. Second, third, fourth, you start getting in serious trouble. Even as a pilot, you can have a DUI and get back in after like a long process. So maybe let him back in, not permanent death penalty, but some kind of serious.
So I would be on the same page with you if he showed any type of feeling like he was wrong.
Oh, that's the
but
other
all
part.
He's done is gotten on Facebook and doubled down.
You're
going to keep doubling down? Okay. You're going against someone that is paying your bills. Maybe not paying your bills, but giving you a way to be a pro.
Yeah.
If you want to go do that, don't bite the hand that feeds you. And that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just need to reevaluate their relationship with alcohol, man. He did that's pretty bad. And you're right, he didn't come back and just a big apology would have been nice. Right. Instead, it was like everybody's a bunch of pussies. And
yes.
He did say some nice things about Steven Bernasset, right? Which
his partner that won him that game? Yeah, I'm happy.
Who he let down.
Way to do the bare minimum.
He let down really bad. If for any other reason that he should want to sober up a little bit just for his future partner, All right, so that's enough about that. Unless you got something else.
No.
All right, another one that popped up on my Facebook feed that I thought was interesting was Payouts. I'm blanking on her name.
Caitlin Allhouse.
Yes, Caitlin Allhouse said that she was paid $1 for winning women's singles. And she posted a picture of the email. And I just thought that was interesting. It can't be right. She also said $225 for advanced champ.
Yeah, I don't know what her expectation was, honestly, paying out, because their reputation, ACL's reputation, is they don't pay out well. And, the division they do pay out well is the pro division, which is the very top. Everyone else below that, ACL is not trying to make y'all money. It's an easy complaint. I know. I've been one to complain about it.
Yes,
there's a big difference when you're talking about the Southwest Conference event and you're talking about their ACL's biggest event in the country, the world's. It's a big difference in the events, but I don't know how much she expected to make off that, because they're paying for venue, they're paying for hey, okay, ACL needs to pay out a little more, honestly.
$1 though? Is that real?
No, that has to be a mistake somewhere, somehow.
Okay.
But yeah, ACL's payouts are not good. They have historically not been good. I don't know why people think that they're good. So don't be surprised when they're not good. And I've learned my lesson. Hey, ACL's not here to pay the little guy.
So do you think she made that picture up, like used Photoshop just to make a joke?
No, I don't think she made the picture up. I mean, women's singles, I can only imagine, didn't have that many participants.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather not get paid anything than get paid $1 because that's just a slap in the face. That has to be some sort of
And then you
error.
get your 1099
Oh,
at
yeah.
the end of the year.
Yeah, I get taxed
with
on my dollar.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm just curious what everybody thought about that. I was kind of thinking maybe they did it because when you do the fractions, like it got so small for women's singles, so they just rounded up to $1, and that's the minimum amount they would pay, like a nominal amount, just to, hey, congratulations, you did it, it's official, here's your money.
But
at $1?
I mean, everyone needs to realize when they go out to these ACL events, do not expect to walk away a big baller. When I won the pro shootout in Vegas a few years back, I got $300.
Really?
$300.
That was
one more time. $300. It's these
for winning a televised event.
For winning a televised event, and that's that covers nothing. That didn't cover anything on the trip at all, and that's why it's so much, pressure goes on to sponsors to pay for the events because me winning events does not pay for everything, right? Unless you're at a national winning big time or you win a pro shootout and get into the extra money after that, you're not really pulling in any money. You're not.
It seems like the real way to make money is by touring around town and knocking down all the events,
It depends on the area you're in. If you're in a very cornhole saturated area, yeah, I mean.
Yeah, DFW, you got 2 to pick from at least every day.
Yes.
If you're willing to drive half an hour. All right, cool, man. So, you ready to move on?
I'm ready.
All right, next up, TCL. Good old TCL. Big Signature Series event coming up. It is SIG week. A lot of people are pretty excited right about now.
Yeah, I mean, it's tomorrow we're going to be setting up. We'll do our Thursday thing. And, I mean, it's exciting. It's the last SIG of the year. State or conference will be the next big event. Irving Convention Center has always been an awesome venue.
Yeah. Do you think they'll have pitch pads on the main courts?
No.
Oh. What about some pucks so they don't slide around on the polished concrete? Yeah, they'll just be
anything else you think they'll have?
Is the music going to be super duper loud?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
So
my ears will be bleeding and the boards will be moving around, but it's going to be a great time.
It's going to be an awesome time.
Well, there'll be shots of Fireball hat.
Hey, shout out Dos Equis for sponsoring the event.
Oh, they are?
Yep.
Oh.
I just read the Facebook post.
I didn't see it.
So,
I'm trying to limit my Facebook exposure at the moment.
Yeah, understandably.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Facebook, we came out with our lists, right?
Yeah.
And I need people to understand when we made these lists, we didn't want to have the same list. We wanted to have something different. We want to pull for different guys. This is a competition between Jonathan and I. We had our different approaches. I think mine's better than his. He thinks his is better than mine, and we'll see what happens.
Well, according to the public, you made the right decisions because your team, Grant, is dominated Team Jonathan. Right?
Well,
everybody thinks you're right.
Thank you.
Well,
thank you, people.
Yeah, I'm in the minority. It's okay. It's not the first time I've been the underdog. So, so we predicted. The task was predict top 10 singles and doubles open Signature Series number 4 in Irving, Texas, which is happening this weekend. So what I did, I went and I copied everybody's names that I can get on the web because Cornhole does have the names available on the web. And then I went through, and for singles, I looked at everybody's SPR, and it was on April 26th, and that's how I created my list. That's my proprietary algorithm. Names on the left, SPR on the right, sort in descending order.
Now, I will admit, you're smarter than me, but this is a very dumb decision on your part, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it. It's an acid test, and if Benjamin Boodoo is listening, here you go, buddy. Here's your acid test, right? Is your SPR worth a shit? Is it?
I mean, So, the SPR thing is a funny deal, right? I mean, I think there is some, accuracy in it. Now, where there's flaws is that and this is not Scorholio's fault, not every event is on Scorholio. So, let's just, talk about it, all right? Logan Chamberlain plays a lot of ACL, all right?
Yeah.
In my mind, dog. Gonna do good. He does good at typically every event. I mean, I will say there are events that he has choked. I mean, specifically played with Luke Anderson at state this past season, finished in tier 2. So all these people acting like he's a lock, no one's a lock. period. All right? So he struggling on the SPR because he's not winning more than he's losing, or he's winning a little bit more than he's losing. You know, it depends if he's playing with Justin or not.
Well, there's been an update, right? So there's a little bit of drama on Facebook because I didn't include him in either of my lists. And it's because his SPR on April 26th was like a 76, 77, something like that. Maybe a 79 tops. But all my guys are 80 plus on that date.
Right.
So he didn't make the singles list.
And a lot of these guys got to understand, too, it's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. If you're not winning events, I mean, obviously, I picked Logan. I'm not defending my pick. I picked him.
Yeah.
All right, you got to defend your pick. But
well, I just did. I looked at the numbers. He didn't make the cut.
Right. So guys there's guys that we're not saying are any less talented or any less good than the others, but when you're making a top 10 list, people are going to get left off. So for the people that feel like they were cheated on the list, for the people that feel like they deserved or should be on the list for whatever reason, please leave a comment on this video who we should replace you with.
Yeah.
Who should we take out to put you in that you feel like you're better? And then I'd love to see y'all play a singles match. That's it.
Well, okay, speaking of that, should we go through the list individually?
Sure.
Do you have yours ready?
I'm ready.
So I think we both agreed on 1 and 2.
Yes.
Right? And what I'll say is when you look at their SPRs, they are ahead of everybody by multiple points. Right?
Okay.
So Justin, we're saying... Oh, no, wait. I think you had Sammy as number 1.
I had Sammy winning.
So you think Sammy's going to take it, and I've got Justin is going to take it. Right?
Right.
So a slight difference there, but if you look at their SPRs, they're almost identical. They're at the top of the heap. They're a couple of the top players, on Scoreholio, period. So, yeah, they're probably going to be 1 and 2, right? We differ on order, so we could get some points there. Sammy can get you an extra point if he gets the place right.
Right.
And then you're in kind of this area right between those two guys and then everybody else, or the next group, I should say, right? So I've got you at 3, and I think you have yourself as 3 as well.
Yes, correct.
So who's going to be in the losers bracket that you're going to be playing? Either Sammy or Justin. Do you think, which one would you pick? One's going to be in the king, because if we both agree 1 and 2, one's going to be in the king seat, one's coming out of the losers bracket.
So who am I playing in third place game?
Yeah.
I mean, based on my list, I'm playing Justin in third place game.
Okay, so Sammy will be sitting in the king seat waiting?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right, and then we've got a scratch. Right,
yes.
I think we both agreed.
We both picked Ty Thompson. We're not going to replace. Are we going to replace him?
I'm replacing him.
All right, so who do you want to replace Ty Thompson with?
Okay, so I went back. I got a lot of heat from my list because my list was so bad. There was a complete oversight, data entry error on my part, okay? The guy who had the top PPR for that spot that should have made my list is Fletcher Johnson, okay?
Okay.
But
Seems familiar.
But I was thinking, did I mess up on Logan? So I went back and looked. Logan played yesterday, I think, or the day before yesterday, and just happened to play Fletcher Johnson. Also, he made his SPR go from like a high 70s to 81 or 82.
Okay.
So as of right now, Logan should be on the list, right? But so I was like, all right, if I'm going to swap out Ty Thompson for somebody, maybe I should put Logan on the list and, earn some goodwill, right? But he played Fletcher Johnson head-to-head recently, I think yesterday, May 2nd, and Fletcher Johnson got him 22 points to 19.
Oh, and I just remembered. I think the Nationals champs came back into town for an ACL event, literally weekend after winning a national championship, and they lost to Fletcher Johnson and Jake Whaley.
Yeah.
Oh, they got third place. Oh!
Yeah.
See, I need people to understand, it's cornhole. No one's a lock. Period. No one is a lock. It is a backyard game. Anyone can play. Anybody can win.
Copyrighted, trademarked by Grant Up Church.
No.
All right, cool. So Ty Thompson, my swap in is going to be Fletcher Johnson. How about you?
Looking at the reactions from yesterday and people feeling like they're being shorted and whatnot, I looked at those names and I decided on this. You can have the scratch. I ain't picking any of those guys. You can have the scratch. You can have one extra player. I don't care. I'm not picking any of those people that are just whining about it. You know what? Give me Ernest Herrera. Ernest Herrera is on my list. He didn't cry at all.
You're right.
That's who I want on my list.
All right. And you know what? He did. He was top 10 last SIG.
I believe in him.
He was also third place tier 2 doubles.
He's a dog.
He had to carry an anchor to the podium.
He is a dog.
I like that pick.
Don't copy me again, dude.
We're done. Why again? What do you mean copy you again?
Fletcher was my guy.
No. Fletcher's SPR is monster. He, I think, might fit in that spot. dang it, I didn't write it down. But no, he's up at like 86, 84 or something like that. No, dude, mid-80s.
Hey, dude, I played him this past weekend, and we were playing some long matches and doubles, and there's a reason I put him on my list. I really do think that he's getting hot, and he's going to make a run.
Yeah, and then I've got a couple people on my list that nobody knew about, and I didn't either. And I think this is, well, I know for a fact it's Justin Dukes. Oh, should we keep going in order? Because my next guy is Cale Harrell, younger guy from Oklahoma, monster SPR. It's low 80s. And here we're getting into that second tier I was talking about. There's like the Logan and I'm sorry, Justin and Sammy, and then you're in the high 80s. And then you've got your low to mid 80s guys. And this Cale Harrell fits right there. And here's the big question about SPR. If you're not playing top talent, right, and you're just beating everybody every time, your SPR is going to go up.
Right.
Right? So now it's the acid test. Come down to TCL and let's see how good you really are.
Right.
Is that 82.1? No, 82.5 Cale Harrell's SPR is.
Is it justified?
Is that going to
I mean, so what? When you do lose a match in Scoreholio, you usually get a massive drop in your SPR, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you're playing against guys who have low SPRs. So it just means he's not losing. That's all
right.
it means.
Yeah, which it says a lot.
So let's see if he can keep that going.
Yeah.
Going into the SIG.
All right, how are we on time?
We're doing pretty good, I think. Just keep it rolling.
All right, cool. Well, you're up for your 5th place spot.
Of all the people that weren't, included on your list, Jacob Foreman is a no-brainer to me. Right after that, Brandon Greger. I mean, those two guys should be on any list. I mean, to me, should be on the list, right? Yeah. So, again, we're talking about 5, 6, 7, 8 people that have been left off the list. It's a top 10 list, people. It's going to happen.
So who's your number 5?
Jacob Foreman.
Oh, Jacob Foreman. Doesn't have a big SPR, but also plays ACL mostly, right?
Correct.
All right. Well, Noah Alvarado's got a monster SPR, 81.25.
Yeah, he's been throwing pretty good lately.
Yep, I kept him in order. Who'd you have for number 6?
BG, Brandon Greger.
Number 7, Justin Duke. He throws absolute fire, throws fly cornhole in ACL, fly cornhole bags. He'll be playing with Kevin Meza in doubles.
Okay.
And I looked at his stats. He's a beast.
What's his SPR right now?
His SPR, when I checked, which is April 26th, 81.1.
Okay, solid.
And like recent games, 9, 10 PPRs. He's throwing the bag in the hole every time.
So then I have Logan, who we've talked about enough. Then we have Fletcher, who we've again talked about enough.
Yeah.
So on my 9-10 spot, Josh Murdoch, who has been in touch with me, saying he's been practicing, getting his groove going. And
Let's go.
And when Josh Murdoch gets his groove going, he's pretty tough to beat, I'll tell you that much.
Can't wait.
And then Chase Lester has been putting in a lot of work lately.
Yeah. All right. So I got, for number 8, Johnny Govea, and then here's where I went off script. Okay. I started running out of spots. Johnny Govea made it, but there's some other guys I wanted to be on my list. And I put Mason Vega off of my list, even though he deserved the spot. He should have been on it, but I had to kill somebody. He was at number 9 with an 80.8 SPR. He's going to be a monster, but I moved him to make some room. So my next one is Oscar Morena. He's at 80.76 when I took the notes, and then I got Cahill Isom on the list too, even though he was he had just finished a tournament. He was at like low 80s, but he had a bad tournament and got down to the high 70s, 79.95.
Okay, so let's keep it rolling the doubles, all right?
Yeah.
Keep it rolling the doubles. I have myself and Juan winning doubles at SIG for no other reason than Juan's a dog.
Yeah.
And, I feel pretty good about myself lately, so I think we're going to make a pretty good run. I think we got a chance to win it all.
All right, so same thing. Here what I did was took the 2 SPRs, added them together, and divided by 2. Proprietary trade secret right there. Yeah, to get the average SPR. And you guys are only 0.3 hundredths away from Justin and Ryland.
So after singles, I can change.
Yeah, so y'all are like neck and neck.
All right.
So I like that pick for number 1, but I put Justin and Ryland. Those two guys.
And I have them finishing second. Of course I'm going to take myself over Justin and Ryland, but...
And are you guys sitting in the king? Are you sitting in the king seat, or are you battling it out?
We're in the king seat, baby. Are you kidding me?
Just checking.
King seat.
Just check. Some guys like to go in the losers bracket.
Give me the king seat.
All right. You'll be in the king seat waiting on Justin and Ryland. I like it. So I went off script, I think. No, I didn't. I stayed. Matt and Sammy are number 3. according to SPR average.
Okay, and then I have BG and Foreman, who I think can also very easily win the whole deal. I just know they haven't played together, so we'll see how that goes. Not on your list, by the way. Error on your part.
Which one?
BG and Jacob Foreman.
Low SPRs. What can I say? I had to come up with a system. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
I came up with a system.
I'm more of a like, a feel kind of guy.
Hey, I wouldn't be surprised if those two win it. And when we had the list last week, when I was shooting from the hip, I had them on my list for sure. As like, I want to watch them win the whole thing.
And right after that, I have Matt and Sammy. Then I got Ty Thompson, who will be there.
Will be there. He filled us in today, I think.
Playing with Zach Faulkner.
Yeah.
Then I got the West Texas kids, not super West Texas, more like Abilene, Breckenridge, Levi Lechner, and Mason Vega. I saw them throw recently. I'm liking what they're bringing. Then I got Dylan Randall and Cahill.
Yep.
I'm still mad at Cahill for beating me at the last sig.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I got him in singles, though.
With buoys.
Noted. Logan and Andrew. Chase Lester and Matt Morris. Caleb Franklin, Luke Anderson.
All right. And, speaking of Luke Anderson.
Gosh, we showed up today, and guess who's practicing? And guess who is jacked? I mean,
Jacked.
absolutely jacked. Go take a picture of that dude at SIG, because he is a monster.
Yeah, I walked in here and barely recognized him. He looks like he could pick me up and throw me across the room. And when I first met him, he was not big.
Yeah, I said sorry to him. I don't know why. I just said sorry.
All right, man. So going back to my fourth place pick, this is the one group that I took out of order. Edgar Cardenas and Johnny Govea, two guys that have real jobs, families. Johnny's got a young family. Babies are hard to take care of. And I would just love to see those guys place high. I want them to win the whole thing, but fourth place, my algorithm had them at 8th place, but I moved them up to 4th, which means I had to swap some people out. Anyway, 5th, Noah and Josh Murdoch. Let's see it. Can't wait. Noah's got a monster SPR, by the way. Levi and Mason, another group out of West Texas that I'm excited to watch play. And then 7th is Caleb and Luke. Glad to see Caleb and Luke. Now, okay, wait. According to SPR, Caleb and Luke were technically 4th place, but I moved them around because I didn't know what was happening to Luke, and I had to make some room for my boys.
Yeah.
Right?
So, I mean, it's kind of the same thing what I did with Luke. I haven't seen him play much lately.
Yeah,
but
where's
then
he been?
He's been in the gym.
He's been working out. He's been chugging protein shakes and bench pressing.
Yes,
yeah. And maybe doing some flies. The kid's ripped. Definitely doing curls. Ty and Zach for sure. Dylan and Cahill, definitely. And then I did have... Yeah, that's right. That's my list, right?
Anthony
Delgado and Dylan Newland. Now, I'm going to admit, Logan Chamberlain and Andrew Villa were ahead of them, right? It was very close. It was 77.685 versus 77.55. And I had to pick, and I went ahead and put Anthony and my boy Dylan Newland ahead of them. So I did. All right. So the algorithm did have.
Again, it's your list versus my list.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And, I just like making friends.
Yeah. But we're good at not.
Apparently, I'm like an expert.
Yeah, right.
I'm embracing the fact that some people just don't like me.
Well, we got a few seconds left. So, are we getting any more time in? What do you want to do?
Well, a shout out to our sponsors. Oh wait, no, that's the timer, folks. Thanks a lot for joining us on this episode of the Texas Cornhole Show. Hope to see everybody at SIG here in Irving coming up soon, and we need some good sign off.